Promises are not made of words, they are made of bones and blood, stitched into the fabric of the soul. And when a promise is broken, it rots, festering in the dark corners of the heart until it becomes something far worse. It was a Sunday morning like any other, until it wasn't. At first, the ground whispered, a tremor so slight it could almost be mistaken for the wind. But then it began to scream. The earth cracked open, and from its depths, a force of unimaginable fury was unleashed. A 7.2 magnitude earthquake tore through Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, its claws reaching 51 kilometers below the surface. The very fabric of the earth twisted and writhed as if in agony, sending shockwaves that rippled over 100 kilometers away. The sea recoiled in horror, birthing tsunamis that threatened to devour the land. And above it all, the Shivalok volcano, as if woken from a nightmare, vomited ash into the sky, blotting out the sun and choking life from the air. The people fled, but there was nowhere to hide. They were ants, scurrying in the shadow of a rat that was not of this world. And in the midst of this chaos, a man whispered through the darkness, Sergei. They never saw it coming. How could they? With all their technology, all their science, they believed they had tamed the earth, that they had the power to foresee and control. But this was beyond their understanding. This was not nature's fury. This was something much worse. A vendetta born from a broken promise. A promise that had festered for decades, waiting, watching. January 1987, a boy stands over his father's lifeless body, a body twisted and corrupted by radiation. His mother, lost in her grief, embraces the corpse, and the poison seeps into her as well. The boy is left alone, surrounded by death, his childhood stolen in a moment. They promised him they would take care of his family, that his father's sacrifice would not be in vain. But those promises were lies, like everything else they said about Chernobyl. The boy grew, but so did the darkness within him. He whispered to him at night, filling his dreams with shadows, with visions of revenge. His father had been a man of science, but the boy became something else, a creature of hatred, of rage. He followed in his father's footsteps, becoming a nuclear scientist. But where his father sought to create, the boy sought to destroy. He found it in the depths of a forgotten lab, buried in dust and secrets. A rare form of uranium, so unstable, so deadly, that it seemed almost alive. It paused in his hands, a heartbeat of malice, and he knew then what he had to do. He crafted it into a bomb, not just to kill, but to terrorize. He planted it deep within the waters of Kamchatka, near the place where Sergei and his family vacationed, unaware of the horror lying in wait. When he pressed the button, it wasn't just an explosion, it was an awakening. The ground roared, the sea screamed, and the sky bled ash. Sergei was there and he felt it. He felt the earth convulse beneath him, felt the terror of a force that was both natural and unnatural, a force that had been called forth from the abyss. But the earthquake was only the beginning. The man had woven his vengeance into the very fabric of the earth, and he would not be satisfied with just one blow. The ground continued to tremble, the aftershocks like the footsteps of something vast and ancient, something that had been waiting for this moment. Sergei could run, but he could never escape. The man had become more than human. He had become a part of the earth itself, a spirit of vengeance, of retribution. As the world watched in horror, as scientists scrambled to understand the unexplainable, the man was there. In the shadows, his presence echoed breath on the back of Sergei's neck. He had become the quake, the tsunami, the eruption. He had become the darkness that swallowed the sun, the ash that choked the life from the air. Sergei, he whispered, his voice cried on the wind. You promised to protect us. You lied. Now it's my turn to keep my promise. And somewhere, deep beneath the earth, where lights are warm do not reach, something shifted. The dead do not rest, not when their promises are broken, and neither does the man who made it his life's mission to avenge them. The earth will continue to tremble, the seas to rage, until the debt is paid in full. Sergei, and those like him, will know that there is no escape from the darkness they created. The man is coming for them, not with the swiftness of death, but with the slow, inevitable call of fate. A fate that was sealed the moment they broke their promise. Because a promise, once made, never dies, and neither does the hatred that follows.
There is nothing we can't make scary.